it meant anything goes. Anyone could die, anyone could fall in love, anyone could die, anyone could fall in love, anyone could die, anyone could die.
Asian apocalypse.
Concept was so cool.
Asian apocalypse.
Concept was so cool.
People couldn't believe it. They had to believe it. People couldn't believe it. They had to believe it. Everything that you hit on the known level. Out the window. Everything that you hit on the known level. Out the window. Everything that you hit on the known level. Out the window.
I'm Jeremy Greer.
And I'm Gary Butterfield.
And this is Days of Future Cast. I couldn't make an adjective on that one because we're not doing...
Days of Future Cast Man.
This is Days of Future Cast Man with Gary and Jeremy.
Man.
We just say
Jeremy
man
Manning,
on
Gary
everything.
Man.
Like we're in the dude
Hey, man.
movie. Whose name I just completely escaped me. Man.
The Big
Lebowski.
X-Man.
No.
The Big Lebowski.
Lebotsky, I think is what that would be.
Yeah, the Big Lebowski. The Big Lebowski themed bar that my band has played at took the fact that my band has played there and took my email address and now sends me emails all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot imagine that business surviving COVID. I take no joy in that, you know?
Yeah.
But a hole-in-the-wall Big Lebowski themed bar might have a hard time. Especially one that's called the Big Legrowski instead of the Big Lebrewski.
I will...
Like, the Big Lebrewski was right there.
I thought... Because you, me, and Cole hung out there for a little while. And...
That's true. Yeah, I forgot I took you guys to that place.
That's one of the highlights of my Portland trip.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
The play. I think we were just killing time. Like something hadn't opened yet or something. Like I don't remember. Oh, we were waiting on the place to open so we could go check out the venue. But we went there. We had a couple of beers there, and Portland was just fucking riddled with IPAs to begin with. And I'm not an IPA fan very much at all. Even like your weird people that say like, oh, well, it's kind of like an IPA, but it's better. And I'm like, nah, it's still an IPA. It just tastes like fucking pine saw, dog. You just put strawberries in it for some reason. I'll fucking clean my wood with this before I drink it. But that place had like, out of everywhere we went in Portland, that place had the most miserable choice of drinks for Jeremy Greer. It was all IPAs down the list. Or they're like super weird flavored heavy stuff. Or like White Russians, I think. I don't even remember what I drank there. Like it was a really difficult pick.
Yeah, it's just water with a little vodka in it.
Yeah. It
was the only thing that was safe. It's actually like Portland's gotten better about that, but that is definitely a Portland thing. I don't know why I took you there. Like now that in retrospect, like, you know, this was last summer. But in retrospect, there was another bar with a better tap list that was nearby. I should have taken you to. It might have been crowded. The nice thing about the Big Legrowski is it's like oftentimes not for me. Nobody's ever in there. So yeah.
Weirdly obsessed with like the part of that movie that I didn't think anybody had glommed onto. And I'm not in the Big Lebowski fandom. I just like anybody who was 20 something when that movie came out, I've just seen it a bunch. But like the sweater that he wears throughout that is like they had like merchandise, like that you could buy this sweater. And I was like, throughout that movie is not, I would have never thought that's like, sell me the rug with the piss stain on it, or sell me the sunglasses, or a White Russian, or whatever, or bowling ball. Like why are we? Yeah, anyway, yeah. Sell me a gun.
It's all about that sweater. Sell me a gun. Sell me a nihilist. No, it's all about the sweater.
Yeah,
you can. It's weird. Like $50. They have a bunch of them up front.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre. It's a bizarre place. I always think about that place as like a really wealthy person who has a habit decides to start a business because their wife won't let them have all their memorabilia in their house.
Sure. Yeah.
Like the wing spot that I really love, Fire on the Mountain, which I think we went to. That place is full of like art of musicians playing chicken wings instead of guitars. And it's some of the ugliest, weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I just have this sense that like whoever, you know, formed that business was just like, yeah, I collect all this art. And their wife just being like, you can't put up the
you can't keep
Carlos Santana playing a chicken wing. All right, man, like start a fucking wing joint, dude. Like you can't do this. Your wife, I'm not gonna let you do this.
There was a video circulating Twitter of like this nightmare dude who had collected like zillions of guns. And
I saw that.
And
yeah, that thing, that's fucking incredible.
Dude, and like
that twist ending.
The twist ending with the weird mannequins or whatever, the models or whatever.
He's got a bunch of real dolls.
Real doll. And like the way that he's like, they can't talk back, so I'm a good listener or whatever. Like it's real like
that's yeah.
And then like the wife
is a good listener because she can't talk back. And it's so fucking weird to just be like, here's my real doll and say that. What a powerful cell phone.
Dude, like what
like
have like just I can't imagine. I think you and I have talked about this, maybe not publicly, but like you and I both came up being shamed a lot and being like made fun of. And I think like that's not good. Bullying is bad. But I think in the long run, it's made me a better person because I just don't show my whole ass anytime ever. Like I'm just too embarrassed to put all of that much me out anywhere.
Here's the thing too, is like, I want to say like, oh, at least not on Twitter. He was showing that on TV. That was a clip from like a TV special.
Yeah.
Like that's wild to me. That is so exceedingly wild to me to just like humble brag about your like weird sex toys that you've anthropomorphized.
And not even, dude, like not even like the news came out and talked to me about my wife who was suspected of dying from an AK-47 shot. He was trying to sell the documentary. He wanted camera crews at his house the whole time. He
catfished the camera crew in with stories of guns. And then went, bam, here's my harem of real dolls. I also, that video is really remarkable to me because usually when people say wait till the end, it's worth it.
It's never.
I feel like that's an online lie.
Yeah, never. Yeah.
And I was just in a weird mood and I was like, okay, I'll wait to the end of this. And I'm really glad I did because it's one of the few cases it really was worth it.
The reason that you watched
I did not expect that twist ending
to the end is the same reason I watched it to the end. Is because it was the first video you had seen that was not police brutality in like a week. So you
like this is gun adjacent, so I don't feel like I'm asking too much. but I'm probably not going to see a protester get a full can of mace sprayed into their eyeball.
Yeah, this isn't entertainment, so it's not irresponsible of me, but also it's not the most miserable thing I could possibly do with my eyeballs.
Yeah, I can, and then you got a fun little treat at the end.
Yeah, dude,
some weird old man who like fucks inanimate objects a lot.
But yeah, that dude would have a bar with all of his guns.
yeah, and then there'd be like the 18 and over section in the back with like the real dolls dressed up as bartenders and stuff.
Do you what would be your thing? Like mine would. I'm sitting here trying to think. Like comic books would be an easy go to, but like I'm so far beyond wanting to collect stuff now that and like I don't even remember. Like I don't really buy physical comic books a whole lot. I buy like occasionally we'll buy like amiibos, I guess, or statues that I like of video game stuff. But I don't know, man. I don't know what my what my themed bar would be.
I used to now I think like so if I was just making it like I have a little bit of I have stopped collecting things because I keep moving into smaller apartments, but I still have a little bit of the bug for like if I ever don't do that. I have a place with like a basement or nice storage. At one time it would have been Fallout stuff. Like I had a really significant collection of Fallout memorabilia that I sold when I moved into this apartment or the last apartment. I can't remember. But now I think it would be old D&D shit. I think that like if I had a bar that had a bunch of old art and then like common books just around to browse through, but reproductions of like rare books, just kind of flip through. Like that, I could do like the Griffin's Tavern or some shit, and make it like a D&D, like a second edition and first edition D&D themed bar, and I would have a lot of fun with that.
I think that would be pretty cool. I would go to a D&D themed bar. Like, here's the thing: when you go to a themed bar, though, that I would do, I would not want any themed drinks. Like, I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just want to serve you a normal fucking whiskey and Coke. Like,
you don't want like a dragon's breath.
And stay away from all that shit. Yeah.
Elves.
That's every like barcade or every like gaming bar I've ever been to is like, here's Mario spitting in a cup and it's a vodka shot with cucumber, and I'm like, I don't want Mario to spit in my mouth in public. Like,
there's I will do those at like an arcade bar. There's a general nerd bar that opened up in Portland that I didn't check out before that. That's like all purpose, and that one seemed sad to me. Like when we went to Quarter World for Duckfest last year, like they did Duckfeed drinks, which is very flattering and cool. It's very nice of them. And then, but also when I go in there and they're like, oh, it's a Donkey Kong or whatever. Like I'm somebody who likes mixed drinks that taste like Kool-Aid, and a lot of times that's what these things taste like. So I like mixed drinks that taste like booze too. I like all. So I will try these, but the one that's just generally nerdy, where it's like Fortnite train and like call of whiskey and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know, whiskey tangos. You know, I think I'm less into general gamerness.
I
guess like I'm saying retro game drinks are better than modern game drinks.
I mean, you know, that would be pretty standard. I saw that Captain America is in Fortnite now somehow. Like I don't understand. I don't understand what that means. Like when people say something is in Fortnite, I don't have any.
And people watch movies in Fortnite. I don't know what that means either. Like I don't. Yeah.
We when the latest Star Wars movie came out, me and Brian Wade and Chris did a podcast about it because we were at the time like super excited about Star Wars, and I know your Star Wars is anathema to you, but I think this one particular fact will just seal that deal forever for you. At the beginning of that movie, during the classic Star Wars scroll, like something is announced, like, and it's a pretty large spoiler for that, and we don't really.
Oh, I know about this.
You know this.
Will told me about this.
So like the big thing of like the villain of the movie is back from the dead. And like I'd asked at the very beginning of that podcast, I was like, I don't understand. Like, did I miss like a mini series? And Brian Wade was like, no. They announced that within Fortnite, and I was like, I'm done. I'm fucking done with the podcast. I'm done with everything about this. This is so fucking shitty. You made that.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? I don't. Yeah. So angry about everything.
It's very wild, and I always try not to be like I'm just an old man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, about being against Fortnite, but also if I were a Star Wars fan, that would piss me off.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to have to like get a Fortnite account and hang out with teens in order to like get that news.
And like, what was it? Timed thing? Was it on a login? Did I have to be level 40 to get the fucking Star Wars movie? Like what?
Yeah,
what?
I don't know.
I'm so angry.
It's all pretty fucked up. Speaking of which, X-Men.
We've been going for a long time about not X-Men 3.
we talk about how we're old men a lot. We actually transitioned into being old men during that intro. Previous to this, we were middle aged. And we just didn't know it. But actually, during that intro, we both just aged into the next stage of our life.
In the middle of that, I was on a website that was showing me how to get leaves out of my gutter. So, like, that was what I was doing in the background of that.
Yeah. I just got like an email about like a colonoscopy and a Roth IRA just like popped up in my email box.
Autumn
just like brought them by certain keywords.
Autumn just handed me a letter from the AARP, and I was not insulted.
You're just like, savings.
Okay. Interesting.
Don't mind if I do.
Cracker Barrel at 6 a.m. now, huh? Okay. It's about the middle of my day.
So we're talking about X-Man number 3.
Yes.
Pretty lame cover. It's just X-Man and Forge looking at us with similar eye effects.
Yeah.
Eye sparkles.
Background guy took the day off, just a white background.
Very lame.
This issue,
and to catch everybody up,
go ahead.
What had happened was that Forge's theater troupe with X-Man were walking around. Domino and her assassin pack with Caliban and Grizzly showed up, and also a man named Essex showed up who is dressed up like a circus strongman or something. And he's been trying to tempt Nate Gray into using his powers, while as Forge advises caution.
Yes.
So
this is going to be the narration in this is going to run a constant what is evil kind of thing that maybe like was cool at some point. I don't know. Like this doesn't work for me now, especially like it just feels like kind of belabored and you know what is actually evil. And like the answer to this question that they ask at the beginning of the issue is Mr. Sinister is evil. Which feels like
another word for evil is sinister.
And I'm like, okay, like the guy's name is Sinister, like, and he's doing like some weird shit. Like we can guess we can get there. So we start with Forge, who is facing off against Domino and other guys, and they're
Grizzly and Caliban.
Yes, they are a assassin squad from Apocalypse, sent out to try to kill or recruit this telepath that Forge has been protecting.
And Forge is playing dumb.
Yes.
Like we're just a humble theater troupe. You know, they don't believe it. You know, it's well past that. You know, Domino says she doesn't buy it, and Forge throws down a flash grenade.
Yeah, because
to escape.
Nothing says alternate timeline apocalypse like a flash grenade.
Yeah, Forge is probably the only person who owns a flash grenade in this world.
It's really good that Charles Xavier dying didn't affect one thing, which is the development and production of flash grenades.
The flash grenade.
Yeah.
So they run away, or he runs away. He suspects that Essex has something to do with this, which he kind of doesn't actually.
No.
And he's going through trying to find Mastermind to to delay them so they can help
to pretend
Nate,
to be this telepath.
Yeah.
I fucking love that Toad and fucking Mastermind were just hanging out next to the carnival cart, drying clothes on a line. Like, whose pants do you think is that in the background, my man? Like, that is
Sauron.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're and then Forge walks up with techno claws for hands. Like, God. What is happening?
Forge's Age of Apocalypse design is one of the worst things that have ever happened.
Dude, what are the gold knee pads? How do you even earn those? I don't want to know.
I fucking hate it. So he's like, this will require your expertise. He's basically asking Mastermind to suicide. And the narration's like, oh, evil inspires men to do good. That is the irony, etc. We, you okay? So he's gonna bring him the telepath. Here, Domino is fooled by this, but actual Nate Gray starts running back. If we remember, him and Siren ran off to go, or Sonic went off to go do some horse shit, and instead they come back here to save Forge. They heard the psychic call for help and are like, no, or to run away, and they're like, no, I'm gonna help.
So Domino grabs Mastermind and is like, I don't understand why Apocalypse would want anything to do with this. And that's when Apocalypse shows up with a boom of thunder and starts yelling out, how dare you question me, you insignificant flea, blah, 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 blah. And Domino thinks like, oh, that's not real, and just shoots the old man and literally destroys Mastermind. So RIP that guy. His skull drops.
His skull, which also has stitches. It's so good. I'm so happy about that.
Oh man, these stitches go deep.
Yep. So rip Mastermind. He got to do nothing during this series. He bought Forge 2 seconds.
Yep.
So that was his purpose.
This is when Nate Gray shows up, looking like Cannonball, flying, and grabs grabs Domino, who is about to shoot Forge, and takes her up in the air, but she very quickly reverses him and throws him to the ground.
Yeah. Yep. He's basically you're going down, shooting little psychic bolts at her, and she's like, you're good, kiddo. Real good. Give me a workout, but I'm the best. I do my best work up close and personal. Comes forward with a sword, blah, blah, bloop. And here's where she says, the whole thing, like, I'm called Domino because things have a nasty habit of falling into place. She thinks she's going to kill him here. Basically our job is to recruit you, but if we can't recruit you, we will kill you. We cut over to Caliban and Toad, who are both like the same character now.
Yes.
Like both of them are Shakespearean fops.
Yep.
Fencing.
Good deal, dude. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's do it. Okay.
And they someone who has learned and can speak in letters. Toad kills Caliban, but then Grizzly walks up behind him and eats him in one bite.
Yeah.
Just chomp. Just bodily eats him.
Straight up chomp. And then Toad is gone. He's not in the book anymore. He's not on the next panel, man. He's just gone.
Nope. Yep. He's been devoured. I love it. They get through. Forge comes and kicks Grizzly his famous move. And Siren comes and gives Grizzly a headache.
Yep. Nate, who is kind of on the ground, has a moment where Domino is distracted because she's sensing that actually she hears the roo from Grizzly dying, which is very funny.
Signature roo.
Yeah. And he grabs her and realizes that she's like taking pleasure in all of this like torture and pain that she's been inflicting. And so he brings back all of the death and pain that she's inflicted on others through her. And basically just like fries her fucking brain and overwhelms her with that imagery.
This is signified by tiny little emojis of Apocalypse with the skin melting off his skull until he's just Apocalypse's smiling skull.
Definitely want to mod this into Doom or Doom 2, right? Like this is
dude. Or like GamePro ratings.
Yes, absolutely.
Like this is great. Like I love it.
Which one is the best, by the way? Which scale are we? Are we going from
Z? The one on the right.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear.
The less skin, the better. Less skin, more win. So yeah, he fries her brain and then goes off to go hug Forge and survey their dead.
Yeah.
Who they've all lost. And he basically says, like, I know I haven't been listening to you. You're right, though. I shouldn't use my powers with abandon. And I'm like, I know that's the arc of the story is you learning that lesson. I'm not totally sure how you learned it from this.
You used your powers and you won is what happened.
Yeah. That is what attracted the people, but also you used your powers to shut down a plant where they render bones of humans into monsters.
And then Forge responds to this by saying, I am very proud of you because this book is fucking insane.
I'm very proud of you.
Very proud.
So they go, now it's an indeterminate amount of time later. We don't know exactly what's going on. Forge goes, hey, where was Sunder during all that? Checks in on the garage where Sunder is dead. And like really suspiciously, Essex is staying there and says, it was that woman. Domino killed him. I tried to stop her, but she was too swift.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's definitely blood all over Sinister, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Sinister is not a great liar.
No,
either.
not at all. And man, have we talked about this techno man bun? I don't know what you.
Yeah. I think we talked about his horrible haircut in the first one, but it is pretty wild. Whew. He's got an antenna.
Yeah. Don't like it.
Yeah. It's a really bad design. Like this is the book where the worst designs of the Age of Apocalypse go to live.
Forge says, I'm not going to let you lie to me like that. I know the truth. I'm going to continue to fight you. You're not going to get Nate. I'll fight you to my last breath. And Essex says, oh, well, that's pretty easily arranged. And because of this newly discovered psi link between Forge and Nate, Nate gets to experience the death of Forge at Sinister's hand. Rushes over and finds him barely alive, and with his last breath he says, go to Magneto, he'll know what to do, and he dies, but not before Nate is able to see his memories, when of course the last of which is Sinister killing him. Yeah,
and we see a lot of stuff, pretty wild stuff in these memories. Like, look at who's this person with the mustache kissing Jean Grey? Is that Sinister? That's Sinister, right?
That is Jean Grey. No.
Yeah, like the red eyes and
Jean Grey has like she has like the hook thing coming down off from the chin, right?
Who do you think this is?
I don't think Jean Grey has a lightning bolt over her left eye, right?
I was blaming it on the artist because it's Jean Grey's haircut.
I guess
so. I was assuming that this was the artist being shitty and being off model.
So is this Forge making out with Jean Grey?
I have no idea. He's got red eyes like Sinister, though.
So, triumphs of a younger man. He's hanging out with Magneto, being cool. New beginnings for an older man, which is, I guess, when he died. Then he's making out with Jean Grey. Then he's getting all technoed up. And then he finds...
Is it Storm?
It could be Storm.
I bet that's
Storm. Yeah, that's gotta be Storm. Yeah.
Yeah, and they had a relationship in the real world.
So that's... Yeah. I'm glad I
love this birthday party in the lower right,
dude,
where they're all just like lifting up Nick Gray, and he's like, "Whoa!"
Have you ever been tossed like this? Like, has anybody ever done this for you ever?
No, but me and my friends used to do this to a smaller friend.
Oh wow,
this guy named Andrew. We used to toss him all the time. It's true. We used to do like the fireman's carry, where you like grab your elbow and you grab your friend's elbow, and you create like a brace. And he'd sit on it, and we'd like lift him up and throw him up in the air, and it was fun.
Did he come back?
What after
he did that, or did he just keep going?
Yeah, just kept going.
Flung him into space.
It's the movie is based on him. We used to just throw him up, and because he was just like a little 90-pound dude.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I've tossed other people, but I have not been tossed.
Okay.
Take that clip out of context, everybody.
Sure.
The
barn explodes is what happens next.
Yes.
Forge is dead. Nate's crying tears of fire, it looks like.
I love his TK tears.
Yeah. And then apparently he loses control to blow up the barn, but Sinister survives, and he's like, now we get to work. And Nate tries to blast him with his TK eye, and it doesn't really do anything. It just turns him back.
Blast off his disguise.
Yeah, it just turns him back.
Blast off his man bun.
Yeah. Turns him back into Sinister.
And Sinister says his like cold-hearted line at the end is like, if I knew the old man meant so much to you, I would have killed him sooner. And it's like, well, you knew.
Yeah, he did. That's why you've been hanging out, man. That was
that's
the whole plan.
That's the whole thing. And he's like, you wanted your answers, you'll have them. So everybody died, basically. We have Sinister, Sauron, Sonic and Nate Gray are the only people left. All the assassins died as well. And the next one's going to be a big exposition dump, probably about Sinister creating X-Man, if I had to guess.
Do you want the answers? Think you can handle the truth? Then be here next month.
I know the truth, dog.
Yeah.
Like it is not just because I've read this before. Like it's not very subtle. You can't just have this character and have him have a glowing red, diamond on his forehead and then treat it like a reveal every time he says he's Sinister for 4 issues. The fuck, man?
We really thought we got him this time. We put a diamond on his head, man. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's and the idea that Sinister is a master of disguise, except he can't get rid of that fucking diamond, is just really laughable and dumb to me.
Yeah, extremely so. This is still remains like not my least favorite or anything, but like this seems. I'm just not as engaged with any of the characters. Thankfully, they killed a bunch of them off, I guess. But like Nate Gray still is just like a weirdo teen that I'm having a lot of problems having any kind of like concern for. So,
yeah, it's a middling book. In the Age of Apocalypse, and this has been a middling week. Like some of these books are books that I like. Like I generally think Factor X is a little bit above average, but this issue was not great.
Yeah.
And everything was kind of like a real 6.5, 7 out of 10 week, so, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not upset about it. It's just, we're going to have those kind of weeks.
Yeah. We weren't expecting 9 out of 10s every single issue. I mean, we're, Jesus Christ, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're 24.
The Age of Apocalypse.
We're 24 issues into this, or I guess we're 24 episodes into the Age of Apocalypse. Like we know not all of them are going to be amazing. So
yeah,
some of them are going to be astonishing. Ew.
Yeah, some of them are going to be uncanny, and some of them are going to be man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading more, and like we mentioned last time, I'm looking forward to putting this behind us. Not because it's horrible or anything, but just because it'll be nice to have a change of pace.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for listening. We appreciate you.
We do.
If you like the show, go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. And if you don't like the show, go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv and give us $5 to really show us.
Yeah. Really give it to us hard.
Yeah. Yep.
I've been up since 4 a.m. I need coffee.
No, yeah, it's sleep is an illusion. And ratings and reviews.
Yeah, we appreciate it. All of you that do that already, we really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. We will be back in a few days with X Universe #1. And since we haven't said it for a while, if you go to the website, daysoffuturecast.com, there's a link at the top or in the hamburger menu that says AOA reading order, and you can read ahead of us if you want to go with that. So, yeah. See you later, everybody. Have a great day.
Good night.